Well, welcome to the homestead. Every day the work just keeps on going on and on. And there's some days when I'm just more tired than others, and today happens to be one of them. So I decided no more shoveling, no more trench digging or burying or whatever. We still have sections that we didn't finish, and the ground's gotten hard, and it's just miserable. And so I decided I'm not picking up a shovel or a rake today. So what I'm gonna do instead is paint. Yes, we never finished painting these cottages, and so we've got to get back to doing the trim work on these cottages. And so I'm gonna do what I can do with my limited height. I'll get the ladder for some areas, but there are some areas I will not be able to reach even with the ladder, and that's the peak of these roofs especially. So that's okay though. We'll get done what we can get done. At least I'm not going to be shoveling today. So I'm going to get all my stuff gathered up and start a painting. So let's get busy. Golly, I'm seeing dark clouds. The weather report said no rain, but also because it's overcast like this and cool, the mosquitoes are out already. So I'm gonna have to go get some mosquito spray, and then we'll finish painting and hope those black clouds don't open up right here. Baby wipes are perfect for your little mishaps. Just scrub it right on off. And so when you're painting, always keep baby wipes with you. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with the painting because there's some pretty dark clouds up there, and it gets dark and then the sunlight appears, and a lot of times that means rain, especially when the wind kicks up. I think rain. So we're just going to stop painting. We'll find something else to do. Maybe we'll mow, maybe we'll weed eat, but we're not picking up a shovel. No way, no how. I'll be right back. Okay, let me give you a helpful hint. Never use masking tape to tape up windows. Never, never, never. I guess it would work if you were going to paint and take it off right away, but if you're gonna leave it on, it bakes and it gooey. We're gonna have to use Goo Gone and get it off the glass. But yeah, never use it. They do have painter's tape, and yeah, it wouldn't have survived the rains it went through because this has been on through many rains. Too bad, but it is what it is. But I do know it causes an awful lot of extra work. It bakes on and it gets gooey. So, two things. Never use masking tape to tape up the windows. So anyway, let's move on. Looks like I'm off to the fuel shed to get some more gas. Right there where my car is, Stowe is laying under the car. He was halfway in and halfway out, and he was turning and looking at me, but he wasn't moving. It was kind of the weirdest thing. But I think he's got himself a mouse or a rat, and he doesn't want to let it go. I think that's what the deal is, because he watched me carefully, but he didn't move. So I stayed away from him. Anyway, let me run off to that fuel shed and get me some gas. Okay, that's all the mowing I'm gonna do. The garden could use some mowing, but I'm not gonna. I think quick weed eating out there will be fine. And I do need to weed eat around everything. It's very apparent that things are really grown up, especially around the cottages. The grass is knee-high, and there's other areas. So I'm going to take care of that, but first I'm going to get something to drink and take a break. So don't go anywhere, and we'll start weed eating when I get back. Okay, I gotta fix my string, so it'll take just a minute and then we'll finish weed eating. I hope y'all are doing really well out there. I want to tell you about those kittens. I don't know if I did, but Mama moved her kittens yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I'm not sure. Nope, day before. She moved her kittens. They were in the two-story house on the bottom, safe, secure, no problem. But maybe it was too warm in there, I don't know. But she took them out one by one and she put them underneath the barbecue cover. And so they're on the ground under the barbecue cover, and sometimes they pop out, and I'm trying to get video surveillance of that. They're really cute. There's 7 of them. Oh my gosh, 7 more kittens. Anyway, so I don't know why cats do that, because they were secure. Now they're not really. So first I put the dog house behind there and tried to set it up so, and I put first night I put all the kittens in the dog house and right behind the barbecue. She left them no problem, but then she took them out one by one the next morning. And then I moved the dog house and I put one of the tubs that I made into a bed, and I covered it with a blanket, and I shoved it up real close to where the barbecue is, and I kind of hung the Sherpa blanket out a little bit, and put the kittens in the box, and they one by one kind of came out, and they're just laying at the edge of the Sherpa blanket, but still underneath the cover. The cover is gapped about yay big, so I can kind of see what's happening under there. So far, she has left them there just like that, and that was yesterday and today. She hasn't tried to move them. The kittens are learning to climb, so they're kind of climbing up the Sherpa into the box on their own, which I think is a good thing, because if it rains, that's a flooded area where she put them, and it just gets super deep water all across there. So we can't have those kittens under the barbecue, but I don't know. We have all those wonderful places inside the cat house, all the little cubbies and things, but none of the cats will use it. Anyway, in a couple of days, we take 3 boys in to get fixed. We already got 3 boys last week, and we're getting 3 boys this week coming up. And so that will be 9 of the first 25 cats. So, yeah, I think 9. No, not 9. 11. 11 of the first 25 cats. So we can't catch Reba, and we can't catch Orange Sickle, and Tina just had those babies. So I don't know what to say, but we're doing our best, and I'll be right back. string broke, so I'm gonna have to get more string. And I'll take a little break. Sun is kind of going down. Don't know what time it is, probably around 6 maybe. I'm not sure. That would be my guess. So I don't have a lot of time. There's a few areas I still need to hit. That area is really bad over there. I need to get around the cat house. There's a stump over there. Get around the cars. I don't know that I have enough battery life on the weed eater, but I'll be right back and we'll start working again. Don't go anywhere. Okay, battery died. I went behind the truck right there. I was cleaning it up. I did finish the strip, so that's good. And then it just died. So this will have to wait for another day. But I did get a lot of it. And I did get around that stump right there, so I'm happy about that. And so it looks really, really good. I could give you a little scan of the yard and you can see for yourself. I did a lot more than what you just saw, but you can see it looks a whole lot better. And so I didn't have to pick up a shovel today, and that I'm happy about. However, the ground's getting harder, and that ground, the trenches have to be filled. So I will be picking up a shovel in the next day or two, regardless of what I feel like. Anyway, I sure appreciate you all watching. God bless you. We're trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing. They sent us a little note that said we weren't doing things right with our uploads, and that's why we are not getting the views. So we're trying to learn how to do that so we can get more views. But if you haven't subscribed and you're watching us, go ahead and subscribe and help us out if you would. And press that like button, because I guess that helps too. God bless y'all. Be sure to like, share, press the notification bell, subscribe, comment if you will, and we'll see you next time on the homestead. Bye-bye now.